The actual numbers of the Bible verses themselves are just as important, if not more so, than what it actually says. And if you read this, look at the number of words that are in this quote, because that might just be important also. You'll find that there are instances in this book where Gann slightly misquotes things, and he does that for a specific reason. Okay? So look it up in the book, in the Bible itself, and see if the words match exactly. If they don't, which words are different, how many words, and you would look it up in the King James Version. Okay, so let's see. We have Sunday school down here, right? Sunday school shows up 9 times in the book. Its first time is on page 2. The last time is on page 23 for a difference of 21 pages. This is the kind of thing that you need to be looking for. And of course, the numerology of Sunday school is 48. So that's something that you would be looking up and making note of, keeping track of. We go to chapter 2 here. Robert goes to Spirit Lake. And obviously this is important. It's in quotes. If it's in quotes, it's important. Okay? Especially if it's not an actual quote, but a name of something. Spirit Lake has 6 instances in the book. First one is on page 6. The last one's on page 261 for a difference of 255 pages. The numerology of Spirit Lake is also 48. Okay. Now, this is all really good and everything, but like I said before, don't jump to an immediate conclusion, think you have it figured out, and then be done with it. Don't force the numbers. If you don't understand the idea that might be being presented by a specific number, just make note of it and move on. And at a further point in time, it should become more clear to you. If we move to page 8 here, we have Bobby showing up. That's an example of something. Robert, the numerology of Robert is 33, while the numerology of Bobby is 26. Right? That's the kind of stuff you'd be looking at. Same person, different numerology, so it's probably being used differently. 26 is half of 52, which is half of 104. So that might actually fit right in with the square of 52 somehow, right? Right up above that, we have Robert's oldest brother, Herbert, was born in 1894. His second brother, Ralph, was born in 1898. And of course, he was born in 1906. So what do we have here? Make note of that stuff and look at it. Robert's oldest brother was 12 years old, or would have been when he was born. His middle brother, or his only surviving brother, is 8 years older than Robert. So one way to look at that is there was 4 years between these two, and then there was 8 years between, or 4 years between, these two. Get it right here, because these two, the Spanish-American War took place right when he was being born, essentially. But the point is, there's 4 years between these, and then 8 years, which is a doubling of that period of time for Robert. So before you just go, aha, it's octaves, I see the octaves. Well, what's being shown here in the octaves? It's not just Gann saying, oh, I'm using octaves and this is how I'm going to prove it. He's doubling, okay? He's doubling it, and he's doubling it a specific number of times, okay? Those are the things to pay attention to. Let's go ahead and go to page 86 in the book. And here we have, in the chapter 8, Cycles of Transportation, we have Gann talking about these locomotives. In 1824, the first locomotive traveled 6 miles per hour. So we have a number with the word miles again. In 1829, rocket made a speed of 15 miles per hour. And then the Firefly made a speed of 20 miles an hour. And then North Star made a speed of 37 miles per hour. Okay, so 6 years, we can look at that as 6 years. If our theory from page 1 holds true, then that would be 6 years. This would be 15 years, and this would be 20 years. But notice there's a little something different here. This says 6 miles per hour. This is 15 miles per hour, and this is 20 miles an hour. See how that's different? It shouldn't be different, but it is. So think of it this way. 6 is half of what? The answer is 12. 15 is half of what? And the Firefly locomotive makes a speed of 20 miles an hour. And then we have in 1839, the North Star made a speed of 37 miles per hour. Now, we don't have, this is miles per hour, just like over here, we don't have a doubling of 37 right here, which would be what, 74? But if we continue and look on, we see way over here on the next page, we see that he flew from New York to Philadelphia, 74 miles. So we do have the doubling, it just shows up later. So the reasoning for that might be important. Also, you can divide. What's half of 37? Okay, so let's move on